and let's do problem of the day. Today, Jeri's basket contains 24 pieces of chocolate bunnies and candy eggs. Get the feeling we're getting toward that Easter holiday season here. There are 6 more eggs than bunnies. How many pieces of each? Okay, so let's see. We've got a basket, and this makes a different collection of putting all your eggs in one basket. Well, actually, you got your eggs and bunnies in here. So let's see how we're going to sort this out. Got 24 pieces of candy, so to speak, here. Some are chocolate bunnies, some are eggs. I'm getting hungry already. There are 6 more eggs than bunnies. How many of each? Everybody got the idea of what we're looking for. Now you start thinking about it. How do we go about it? Maybe you try some numbers in your head and, wow, they don't all work, and there are a lot of numbers that could possibly answer, well, no, not answer both, but answer one at a time, yes. When you got 24 pieces, you can start rambling all sorts of ways to add up to 24. Well, let's get to it and get to it pointedly. Let's say we're going to use 2 variables. I'm going to go with x and y just because they're really kind of non-discriminating, very straightforward here. And in this case, we have x and y, or do we really need x and y? Think about that. Think about that. Let's let x be, how about it? Bunnies. Why not? Start somewhere. Number of bunnies. And I threw out y there, but let's save that for a minute. Not going to throw it out. Not going to trash it. But could we maybe say the number of eggs in terms of the bunnies? Bunnies are x. We have what? 6 more eggs than bunnies. That's important. That's an important moment right there. So let's call it, let's say x plus 6 equals number of eggs. Everybody good? Now, someone's out there already saying, well, what if we decide to let eggs be x? You could do that, and your bunnies would be then 6 less. But since this is already going in the right direction for us, we'll start with bunnies and go to the eggs. That'll work pretty good, I think, for us. Now, what's the story here? You put all these bunnies and all these eggs into one basket, and we want to figure it out from there. So let's do that. We'll take our x plus 6, in other words, bunnies plus eggs gets a full basket. And in that full basket, we have 24 pieces of candy. There you go. We're set up. That's usually the hardest part of doing equations, by the way, folks, is reading the problem and saying, ooh, let's get it set up. Because once you set it up, it's really easy. It's very easy to work through. So let's go with it. Let's play with it here. I got x and x, which do not give me x, but gives me 2x. I've got a 6 hanging on that we haven't messed with yet. No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Just be patient. And here comes the 24. Just bring it straight down. So all we did was put a little like term action together. By the way, there's a 1 in front of this x and a 1 in front of that one. So 1 plus 1, you got it. Gives you 2. Wow. Did you ever think you were going to use 1 plus 1 gets 2? Hey, we do it a lot of times in our algebra classes, don't we? Now, let's see. We want to get x by itself. That's our next goal. So this looks really pretty easy. We've got some moving to do. So let's move this 6 out of the way first because it's keeping x from being by itself, as is the 2. But I'm going to get rid of the 6 first, and you know how we're going to do it? Because it's addition, we do the opposite. We unwind this equation, so to speak. And we're going to subtract 6, and if we subtract 6 from the left, we're going to have to do it to the right. Honest, I wouldn't lie to you. So let's see what it looks like down there. There we go. We have the 6's going away, leaves it with 2x. Over here, we got 18, because that's how we subtract 24 minus 6. Think about your money if you're wondering. That would leave us with 18, but in this case, we're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about x being bunnies, chocolate bunnies nonetheless. So let's divide by 2 and see where this takes us. Divide by 2, I believe we're going to see x equaling out to 9, which hopefully is our right answer. We're going to hold on to that thought. Ooh, it's down there at the bottom, isn't it? So let's bring it back up here. We said x plus 6 equals number of eggs, right? So this is really pretty easy. Just put the 9 in there and see what 9 plus 6 gives you. And that should give you 15. Now, by the way, those are eggs. These were our bunnies. Chocolate bunnies at that. And almost off the page there, aren't they? Now, what do you notice? 9 and 15 certainly does add up to 24. So that part's good. That part checks through. And we have 6 more because 15 is 6 more than 9. So we have stipulated this part. Folks, we got both of the clues working together. working together. Now, some of you notice I put that circle around the y over there. In fact, all of you probably did. I hope you did. You said, well, what are we going to do with that? Let's say that was also going to be our number of eggs. How would we represent that? We would have said y equals x plus 6. And you know what? Eventually, we would have the same thing. So if we were using x and y over here, let's see what would happen. We'd have to come up with two equations. See if I can get them worked in here. But we would be saying x plus y equals 24. That would be the bunnies and the eggs added together, all right? X is the bunnies, y is the eggs. But then we have another little fact. We know that y equals x plus 6 more. And you know what we do? We've got it ready to go. I'd use substitution. Those of you know what I'm talking about with systems of equation. We'll just swing that right up in place of the y. And you know what? We will be right back there where we started. So 2 ways to work the problem, and you would still get the same answers. Hey, 9 bunnies, 15 eggs, get you in the Easter mood for this week, all right? And that's your problem of the day. There you go. There you go.